Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused, doubting your memory, or even questioning your own sanity? That sinking feeling might not be just in your head, it could be gaslighting. Gaslighters are masters of manipulation, and their words are their most dangerous weapons. Today, we're diving into the 10 phrases gaslighters always use to control, confuse, and belittle you. Stick around because number 5 is one of the most toxic and hardest to spot. Gaslighting is a psychological manipulation tactic where someone distorts your reality to make you question yourself. It's subtle, insidious, and often leaves victims feeling powerless. These phrases might seem harmless at first glance, but they're loaded with the intent to destabilize your confidence and control the narrative. Let's break down these common gaslighting phrases so you can recognize them and protect yourself. Number 1, you're overreacting. This is a classic gaslighting phrase designed to invalidate your feelings. Imagine you express frustration about something hurtful they said or did, and they respond with, "You're overreacting." The goal here is to make you feel like your emotions are excessive or irrational. Over time, hearing this repeatedly can make you second guess whether your feelings are valid at all. But let me tell you, your emotions are valid. If something upsets you, it's worth addressing. Gaslighters use this phrase to shut down conversations before they even start. By labeling you as overreacting, they avoid accountability and shift the focus onto your behavior instead of their actions. Number 2, you're just being too sensitive. Sound familiar? This phrase is a close cousin of "you're overreacting," but it digs deeper by attacking your personality. When someone tells you that you're too sensitive, they're implying that the problem isn't their behavior, it's your inability to handle it. It's a subtle way of saying that your feelings are a flaw. This tactic works because it plants seeds of self-doubt. You might start wondering if you really are too sensitive or if you're making a big deal out of nothing. But here's the truth. Sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a strength that allows you to connect deeply with others and understand emotions. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Number 3, that never happened. This one is chilling because it directly attacks your memory and perception of reality. Gaslighters will deny something they said or did, even if there's evidence, just to confuse you. For example, let's say they promised to do something important but didn't follow through. When you bring it up, they might say, "I never said I'd do that." Hearing this repeatedly can make anyone doubt their recollection of events. You might even start keeping notes or screenshots just to prove what actually happened, but even then, they'll find ways to twist the truth. This tactic is all about control. If they can make you question your memory, they can rewrite reality in their favor. Number 4, it was just a joke. The classic excuse for saying something cruel or inappropriate. It was just a joke. Gaslighters love using humor as a weapon because it gives them plausible deniability. If you call them out on their hurtful words, they'll accuse you of being uptight or humorless. But here's the thing. Jokes are meant to be funny for everyone involved, not just the person making them. If their joke made you feel small or uncomfortable, it wasn't harmless humor. It was a calculated dig disguised as comedy. Number 5, you're imagining things. This phrase is one of the most toxic tools in a gaslighter's arsenal because it attacks not just your memory, but your very sense of reality. They'll say things like, "You're imagining things," or "That's not how it happened," to make you doubt what you saw, heard, or experienced. Over time, this kind of manipulation can leave victims feeling completely unmoored from reality. You might start thinking, "Maybe I am imagining things," but let me assure you, your experiences are valid, and no one has the right to tell you otherwise. Number 6, why are you always so dramatic? Gaslighters thrive on making their victims feel like their reactions are over the top or unwarranted. By calling you dramatic, they minimize the impact of their actions and deflect attention away from their behavior. This phrase is especially damaging because it reinforces stereotypes about emotionality, particularly for women who are often unfairly labeled as dramatic when expressing strong feelings. Don't let this tactic silence you. Your emotions deserve to be heard and respected. Number 7, everyone thinks you're crazy. Isolation is a key strategy for gaslighters, and this phrase is designed to make you feel alone and unsupported. By claiming that everyone agrees with them, that your friends or family think you're crazy, they create an invisible army to back up their narrative. The truth? Most likely, no one else thinks you're crazy at all. That's just another lie meant to isolate and control you. If someone says this to you, reach out to trusted friends or family members for perspective. Chances are, they'll confirm what, deep down, you already know. The problem isn't with you. Number 8, you're blowing things out of proportion. This phrase is yet another way gaslighters trivialize your concerns while shifting the blame onto you for making an issue out of something they consider minor or claim never happened at all. By accusing you of exaggerating the situation rather than addressing what actually happened, they avoid responsibility entirely while making you feel guilty for bringing up legitimate concerns. Number 9, I'm sorry if you're mad. At first glance, this might seem like an apology, but look closer. It's not. Saying, "I'm sorry if you're mad," shifts the responsibility onto you for feeling upset rather than addressing the actual cause of those feelings in the first place. A real apology takes ownership. Phrases like these only serve to further deflect accountability while keeping the focus squarely on the victim instead of the abuser, where it belongs. Number 10. You made me do this. Finally, perhaps the most dangerous phrase a gaslighter uses is blaming the victim for their outright abusive actions. Whether the harm inflicted is physical or emotional, they will insist that the fault lies solely on the shoulders of the person suffering the abuse, rather than taking any accountability themselves whatsoever. Hearing this repeatedly erodes self-esteem and a sense of agency, leaving victims trapped in a cycle of guilt, shame, and helplessness, unable to see a way to escape the manipulation altogether. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video, and subscribe to Iron Drift for more content like this.